This your boy, Just On Time Entertainment. I'm back. I told you, I'm gonna start cranking them suckers out. Watched the NFC Championship game yesterday, along with the AFC Championship game. Great football, bro. Great football. I know the weather played a factor in the AFC Championship game, but you know what? When you play outside, guess what happens? You gonna run into some problems every now and then. I think a lot of these teams are gonna start going to retractable roofs in the next 10 years so they can kind of control the elements. You know, they don't mind playing in the cold. But when you start getting that snow and you can't even see the lines, I think that's when they're gonna have to change things. But I'm here to entertain. I want you to like and subscribe. Tell me what I need to change. Tell me what I'm doing right. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. But I got a couple of foods I'm going to review this today. And no one other than Stephen A. Smith, Mr. Bomani Jones, and Rob Parker, or as I call him, Stephen A. Myth, Mr. Picklehead Motherfucker Bomani Jones, and your boy, Rob, I wish I was Peter Parker. Yeah, buddy. Some of the dumbest stuff they say, but they continuously get in contract, continuously continue to keep having sports takes, and people actually listen to these dudes. We're going to start off with Stephen A. Smith first, saying things he knows nothing about. He does this all the time, especially when it comes to sports that he has no clue about. It's just crazy, but we're going to let him go, and let's see if people will defend it, because I don't think you can. There's no way, there's no how, as Rob Parker would say. Go ahead, let's get it.
All year long. Reunited with Mike Vrabel, used to be with him in Tennessee. This man has done a hell of a job with a defense that's ranked top 5 in the National Football League. Okay, because we gonna give brothers credit on this show, and that brother's doing his thing.
Now, just in case y'all a little lost on what's going on, Stephen A. Smith was trying to figure out how he was going to give a brother some credit on how the Patriots was advancing into the Super Bowl. But again, when you listen to dudes that are buffoons that know nothing about sports, and I'm telling you right now, dudes' knowledge is limited about sports. He was talking about Coach Terrell Williams, okay, who actually is a great defensive coach, and I think would have been doing great if he were there. He ain't there. This brother had cancer earlier this season. Had to get surgery, took him out. Okay? Ain't been there since week 2. But Stephen A. Smith, who's been sent there to race bait by his constituents, his bosses up top, Jimmy Pitaro. Yeah, we call them names. And I don't care, because I don't get paid from y'all, unlike Stephen A. Smith. You see, you run him out there to do all that talking. He knows nothing about the sport, period. That's why when he came out there and y'all put him on a UFC fight, Cowboy Cerrone versus Conor McGregor, and he said that Cowboy Cerrone quit, them UFC fighters wanted to get at him. Now, see the difference between an athlete and a boxer, UFC guy? They ain't got no problem with catching you up in an elevator and whooping your goddamn ass. You think Nate Diaz give a damn about whooping your ass?
No!
And a weasel like Stephen A. Smith? You better not get caught nowhere by yourself. You talk way too much, and you're wrong and you're loud. Get back to this. Coach Terrell Williams ain't been there since week 2. And then he gonna have the nerve on Twitter. I'm not gonna post a tweet because what's the point? Because he'll probably try to demonetize or deplatform me, because that's what he's done in the past. I'm not gonna post a tweet. But then he had the nerve, and I'm gonna read it though. I'll read the quote. I'm gonna read it, right? After they tweeted his butt. He gonna have the nerves to say, "Good try. You thought you got me. I knew that Terrell Williams was out. We reported on it when it happened. Man, bro, you only have knowledge will come in that earpiece of yours, brother. You don't have knowledge on the sport. And I've told you that a long time ago. You don't have knowledge on basketball. You don't have knowledge on football. You don't have knowledge on boxing. You don't have knowledge on baseball. You have knowledge on none of that. What you are is a grifter and a talker. Without that earpiece in your ear, you couldn't tell me nothing about nothing. You know why? Because ESPN pays you so much money to be everywhere, you have no time to know. You can't get a grasp on everything. And I ain't saying I can. Some of the young kids that's playing in the NBA today, I'm like, oh man, that dude is talented. Wow, that's what, 40 games in? And this is the first game that I've seen him. Because I'm busy too. So to sit there lying out your mouth, lying, and you clearly can see RC and Cam Newton was like, huh? But they didn't want to say nothing because they boss. They got to get paid. They see how you do. You get rid of Max Kellerman. Molly Karam got to go. Kerry Champion got to go. Skip Bayless got to go. You a clown, bro. Call your ass out every single time. And I don't care what you do, what you say, or how you try to frame it, bro. This is crazy. And see, the difference between who I love, my boy Marcellus Wiley, he going to be nice about it. Me, I'm just going to call you straight up a buffoon. Because that's what you are. A straight buffoon. But this is the number one thing I have a problem with. Is you're so damn loud about thinking you're correct. When you're wrong, you can't even say you're wrong. You talk so much trash about Sam Darnold, right? They try to say, just say you're wrong. I'm wrong, but I was right to question it. You're wrong. And you know how I know you can't say you're wrong? You've been doing this shit to LeBron for 23, I'm going to say 25 years. F it. Quarter century, you've been doing this to LeBron. And you ain't stopped. And even when he confronted your punk ass, you're still going. It's crazy, bro. We're going to move on to the next fool. These are the three stooges, as Jason Whitlock like to say. But I'm adding different characters in this. We're going to add Rob Parker instead of Ryan Clark, and I'm adding Bomani Jones instead of Cam Newton. So, next one.
And this is the one thing I want to say about Stafford is that you put together one of them Stafford highlight cut-ups. There's no way I'm explaining to you that guy's not a Hall of Famer. Like the Fred Taylor internet discussion from a couple of weeks was interesting because I'm like, Fred Taylor, perhaps a Hall of Fame player who did not have a Hall of Fame career. Now, if Stafford winds up with 2 rings, an MVP, and a Super Bowl MVP, which I would presume that he would then also win.
Yep.
Well, okay, that sure looks like a Hall of Fame career there. And he's not Eli Manning, where he was a middle-of-the-road quarterback the entire way. Like, he's going to get in, and it's okay, shrug. That's why I say, though, if they don't win this one this year, going up against Jarrett Stidham, a 17-year-old Drake May, and Sam Darnold, then, hey, man, get out my face. That's where I'm going with that on him. But you're right. If he comes back next year, assuming his back doesn't fall apart, then why wouldn't he be the best player? Because, man, he made some throws in that game that even though he didn't play that well against, that one opposite hash throw that he made in the Bears game, I was just like, what are you talking about?
There you have it. See, Bomani just took a page out of Stephen A. Smith's book. I'm going to put an expectation on you that if you don't meet, now I can tell you what you don't do. As an example, LeBron, if you come back this year and you're able to mesh with Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic, I'll give you some credit. But if you don't win a championship, then I got to take you off the GOAT list. He just did the same damn thing. Oh, if you don't beat a 17-year-old Drake May, and now he's 17, I know you're trying to be funny, but come on, bro. We doing the Stephen A. Smith shit now? The over-exaggerations? Oh, he don't beat Stidham. That's the AFC. He needed to beat Sam Darnold. Oh, Sam Darnold. You mean the number 3 pick? That just had Minnesota in the playoffs? Man, I'm telling you, Bomani being down that bullshit too. He hate a lot of things, and he says a lot of things. He could be completely wrong. Completely wrong. Now he's going to try to attack his Hall of Fame status. Matt Stafford. So y'all know, top 10 in yards. Top 10. I believe he top 10 in touchdowns, so I could be wrong, but I got to look at that. Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl. He will be the MVP of the league this season. 46 touchdowns this season. Now, here's the kicker. Here's what makes Matt Stafford different than any other quarterback ever. And you know what? Do I cape for Matt Stafford? Hell yeah. That motherfucker that won me so many damn fantasy leagues. So yeah, I cape. Okay? And I would use them in NFL Madden on cats all the time. Every single time I picked the Detroit Lions, they looking at me like I was crazy. Because I would use Nick Fairley, the defensive tackle. Yeah, Nick Fairley used to play with Cam Newton. Back in the day, I'll bull rush and then Ndamukong Suh, bull rushing the whole goddamn game. And then on offense, I had 2 players. 2. Matt Stafford, Megatron. And anybody that played me, they knew exactly what that was. Every single play, I went to Megatron. I'm telling you, I would tell dudes right before I get, hey, listen, I'm about to run a slant route. They go, what? Oh, yeah, I'm going to throw the Megatron. Hey, I'm about to go run a go route. What? Who you throwing to? Megatron. Hey, I'm about to run a comeback. Who you throwing to? Megatron. Hey, I'm going to reverse. Who to? Megatron. Every single play, it didn't matter. That's how good he was. But let's get besides that. So Matt Stafford has had a dude, excuse me, in Megatron, who's went over 1,800 yards, right? I think, yeah, 1,900. 1967, I think that's what the record is. And he did that in 16 games. Receiving yards. That's one guy. He's had Cooper Kupp. Went over 1,700 yards. That's the second guy. Puka Nacua. Went over 1,700 yards. That's your third guy. All 3 different type of receivers. You got one that's ultra talented, a blazer, 4'3", at 6'5", 235. You got Cooper Kupp, who can go from the inside, not really a wide out, but he play wide out, but he's more so of a in the hashes guy. Still get you 1,700. And then you got Puka Nacua, who is a Army Swiss knife. Matt Stafford was able to not create these guys. I'm not saying that, but he can play with any type of receiver. Think about that. Think about it. Any type of receiver. To sit there and act like this dude is not Hall of Fame because you want to have a narrative, a Stephen A. Smith type narrative, a myth type narrative, just so you can continue to keep riding it, is stupid. Bomani, do not clown yourself like Stephen A. Smith. Do not put that clown suit on like Stephen A. Smith. Let that shit go. You're better than that. You're bigger than that. Please have a better take than that. Don't put the Hall of Fame on this game that happened yesterday, because that brother's already got a Super Bowl. He's about to get an MVP this season. About to get an MVP this season. And I'm trying to think, will he be the latest to get an MVP? He's been in, 17 years, 16, 17 years? Did Tom Brady get one in 17 years? I think Tom might have got one in 17, 18 years. He got one in that last one in New England. I don't think he deserved it, but he got it. So we'll have to look that up. But come on, Bomani, bro. You got to do better than this, dog. Do better than this. Don't become that guy. Don't become Stephen A. There ain't no point in becoming him. Don't do that. Be somebody better than Stephen A. Smith. You have an opportunity to actually watch the games and learn about the games. But hey, we got another one. The ultimate fool. Rob, I wish I was Peter Parker.
What are the teams you do not want to see hoisting the Lombardi in 3 weeks in Santa Clara?
I think Matthew Stafford would get an unfair rewriting of his career if they were able to win. Okay, and
Which you don't think he deserves.
Right. What I mean by that is they already went to the Super Bowl before he got there.
Mhm.
They already had the pieces parts. He wins the first Super Bowl, Rob G. How many interceptions did he have in the Super Bowl? Because remember, he didn't even win Super Bowl MVP.
That would be Cooper Kupp.
He had 2 interceptions in that Super Bowl. He also had a big one that was dropped in the NFC, right? Okay, they won. I'm not taking anything away from them. And I think when you have a guy who was never up for All-Pro, only made 3 Pro Bowls in 17 years as a quarterback in the NFL, and all of those stats that people point to were stats that I watched as meaningless stats. That's why he has a nickname. What was trending Sunday, Rob G, in his final game against the Cardinals?
Snap Padford.
Why would that be trending for a guy who's going into the Hall of Fame, a Hall of Fame quarterback? Why would that be trending? And the second would be...
And there you have it. The ultimate troll. Super Saiyan Rob Parker. Complete hater of Matt Stafford. Because he worked in Detroit for a long time and he watched Matt Stafford all these years. And he can just not let go of when Detroit was just a bad team and he was a young player. He cannot let go of what Matt Stafford has developed into. He cannot let go of anything. He can't let go of it. And this is the media that controls narratives. I bring it back to the NBA a lot because my main sport is the NBA. I bring it back to that. And this is the same media that will not let go of Michael Jordan. Not saying that Michael Jordan's not the GOAT, right? He could be your GOAT. For me, I think it's Kareem. And I'm just gonna go by what I see. But what LeBron James was doing, I can't freaking just not see that. But they hold on to things no matter what. To sit there and say what he just said. And he said, what was trending? What was trending on Twitter? No, what was trending in your algorithm is your saying. Stott Pafford, you made that up. Rob, I wish I was Peter Parker. You wish you can climb buildings, but you can't. Chris Broussard already told you that your top tier of athleticism ended in middle school. And you've been hating on cats ever since then. Hey, man, listen. These are 3 clowns or 3 stooges that Jason Whitlock will call them that are still in the media hating. I don't even want to make this racial. I don't even want to make it racial. I don't. But you do got 3 brothers on here hating on 3 white dudes. Starting from Stephen A., not giving the coach for Patriots any credit, to Bomani Jones, talking crazy about Matt Stafford too, to the ultimate Super Saiyan troll, Rob frickin' Parker, that owns a barbershop, still looking like a bum. He's still talking crazy about Matt Stafford. I'm trying to figure out, how do these guys get a mic in front of them? And I'm not talking about one that's purchased like I did. I'm talking about professional ones that somebody else bought for them and they're able to speak on sports but know nothing about it. He has to sit there with that phone in his hand. With that phone in his hand to know anything about sports. I can look right at you and nothing's coming through my ears but the sound of my voice. Now, I wish one of these dudes would spawn because I would eat them alive. Pause. I was going to say something else, but I had to think about it before I said, hold on. That sounds a little weird. Can't say that no more. Hey, these dudes, man, is clowns, dog. For real. Rob is literally trying to diminish an entire dude's career, been in the league 17 years, talking about, you only made the Pro Bowl 3 times and all pro and all that. Man, I don't want to hear any of that. The dude played in the era crossed with Peyton Manning, crossed with Tom Brady, crossed with Aaron Rodgers, crossed with Ben Roethlisberger. The dude played in an era with arguably 4 top 10 quarterbacks of all time. 4 of them. And I know I'm missing somebody that I'm not even. Oh, yeah, I am. See, there you go. Now that I think about it. Drew Brees. There go another one. Mr. 5,000 yards every single season. So if he didn't make all pro, there's only 2 motherfuckers that can make all pro as quarterbacks. You got first team all pro, second team all pro. That's it. If you don't go to Pro Bowls, because you don't want to go to the Pro Bowl game. Shedeur fucking Sanders is going to the Pro Bowl. What the hell does that mean? Ah, damn, dude. Boy, they tell half truths and they say it loud. Stephen A. Smiths, the Rob Parkers, I'm not going to put that on Bomani, but these 2 dudes in particular, 60 years old and plus, Stephen A. Mays, I'm only 58, 59, whatever, 60. Telling half truths. So used to saying that and saying, believe what I say, don't look it up. Well, guess what? In this era, we're looking your ass the fuck up. You're being looked up. Your bullshit is being looked up. And we want you to substantiate your goddamn argument because you own some bull. Yes. So while I put my clip art on this, I hope y'all like that because that's exactly what these fools look like. Arguing with each other about how stupid they gonna say things to anybody out there. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I need y'all to like and subscribe because this is just on time entertainment. Again, like, bam, subscribe, bam. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm about to have another video tomorrow. Got some other stuff going on. I want to touch on news that's going on in America because I think it's important. A lot of people are going through a lot of stresses, but I'm gonna say this, yo. Wherever side of the fence y'all lay and y'all stay, you stay on. Hey, look, just be safe out there. The biggest thing you need to do is come home to your family. That's it. You men, come home to your families. But hey, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Leave comments. Tell me what I do wrong. Tell me what I do right. Tell me what I want to change. Tell me what I keep the same. I am out. Peace.